Hello, welcome to another episode of Daily Genshin. Today I'm going to do a little bit different. The setup, I'm going to do Windtrace first. And then I'm going to start making like a question a day. A question a day that I'm going to answer for myself of what I know about Genshin and the lore. And hopefully it's all correct. I know by far means I consider myself a paragon of Genshin information, but I do know quite a bit from what I've adventured in. I'm level 58 and have done all the Archon quests, so I know a lot about Genshin. So today's question, I'm going to start with the main character. Who is Ether? Who is Lumine? Who are the travelers? And I think we have a lot of information in game already to tell us a little bit about themselves, even though we don't know everything 100% for sure. So I'm going to start with that question. I'm just going to answer and give information about that question as I go through the gameplay. But like I said, I'm going to start over with Windtrace first because I find the game enjoyable. So stick around, join me, and listen to what I have to say, or just look at the gameplay, whatever you like. Please subscribe if you haven't done so, and let's get started. Alright, so today we're gonna do Windtrace first instead of last. And so because we have a couple of coins to collect today, so let's see here what we have. I've been keeping an eye out on these the Mora rewards, and I have to use Sensor Aura, but unfortunately this can only be done as a hunter. Everything else is already taken. So hopefully we get a hunter in a good map, and we can use Sensor Aura to capture a couple of the people, because I think we have to capture them between a time limit. Otherwise, we'll be a rebel and we'll just hide as best we can. Are we gonna be the hunter? Nope, we're a rebel. I like to go with the small characters, so I'm gonna choose. Miss, where are you? Where are we? Where are you? It's her birthday today, so happy birthday to you, Diona. And so happy birthday, Diana. I hope you have many years to come. Oh, this is a good map. At least for the rebels. Ugh, the camera is so close. Maybe I shouldn't have put the bait so close by. The hunter is somewhere in that direction. This is a good spot to hide, because you have good escape routes. So if you're seeing this video, choose this spot. It has good visibility, even though you can't see that way, but let's see what it does. Nope. See, they don't check the trees. I don't know. If I were a hunter, I would be checking the trees in this mode. She's checking none of the trees. That other tree she just passed by might be another good place to hide. And that tree over there also probably gets a good visibility. Oh no. She's gonna get it. She's not using it immediately, so that's interesting. Still not checking the trees, buddy. She haven't gotten anybody yet for. She hasn't used the favor, so she's probably going to use it at 1 minute left. And this area is rather small, so. But unfortunately, it has a lot of climbable zones. Has all the trees and the cliffs, so it's a little hard to. But I haven't seen her try to get any of the people, so. Oh, they see me. They saw me, but oh. Oh, they captured somebody. They captured somebody, but I don't know where. Oh, they're climbing over there. Yeah, unfortunately, you're not gonna have the time to capture everybody. Womp womp. We already have the other one to win without the disguise. Let's see if that's enough. Oh, we can play another one. So let's go for it. This is an interesting fact about the Abyss Order. Driven on by the Abyss, they covet the lives of those who live on the surface and dream of overturning the rule of the gods. Interesting. Oh, I am a hunter. I'm gonna leave it at Sensor Aura, even though that's even more difficult to use. I am gonna switch my character to perhaps Dealer because he's taller. Yes, that makes perfect reason. Around yourself, you will be noting if the area contains area. If a scout rebel moves, sprints, jumps, or glides within the next 5 seconds, a marking pillar of light will be left in the current position for 5 seconds. Okay, I'm ready. I need to capture people with the sensor aura. Hopefully, I can get 3. Oh, this zone is filled with high ground spots and places to climb, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. It makes it a little bit more difficult to go around looking for stuff, and there's a lot of cover and obstacles. So there's that. Like if you're behind this fence, you won't be able to see to the other side, or like this object might obscure vision of the hunter. Let's see. Somewhere over here. Somewhere over here too. This is a good spot to hide. I don't see anybody there. See, there's like multiple zones here to hide and multiple places to hide in this place. Oh, oh, oh. Got him. Did I capture them? Yes, I did. Oh, if I managed to capture one. I'm pretty good as a hunter, I think. Get that favor. Where is it? Alright. Oh, I see you. Wait. Oh, there you are. Capture. Done deal. Rapid offensive. That was pretty good hunting of me. I would say so myself. That should give me enough coins for today, and that's it for Windtrace event. Bam, that's how you do it. Let's see. Ooh, and that gave me all of the rewards. So I finished the Windtrace challenge rewards. And now I only have to just come back each day to get the sufficient points for the rest. Too bad there's not like a store here. They should make a store for the coins so that you can come back and use those coins to purchase stuff. They need to put like talent books and like ascension materials, those books. Yeah, that's what they need to put in here so you can purchase them and you don't have to grind out domains for them. Okay, that's it for the Windtrace for today. Let's see what kind of commissions we got. Nothing special, it seems. Increasing danger, Mondstadt. Looks like very generic. The 2 towers, the escorting the balloon. Spreading evil. Yep. Yep, pretty basic. So, ooh, let's see. Adventure takes courage. Pachi is near 1,000. We're trying to find a way to enter. It says there's a specialty to this one. So we'll do that one first. I think this is the one that there's like 2 explorers, or 1 explorer, 1 bodyguard, investigating the ruins, and you just clear a hilichurl camp and that's it. Oh, I'm still in the co-op world. I have to switch back. There we go. Yep, exactly who I sided with. I believe you get something special maybe from this. That's why it has a question, an exclamation. Yeah, and she just wants to go ahead and investigate. Yeah, basically just clear a monster camp. Let's take care of the challenge first.
Let's play! Time for takeoff. Oz, reveal thyself! Yahoo!
So yeah, in regards to today's question, who is the traveler? Who are the travelers? Why are they here in Tibet? What's their deal? So, from what we gathered in that... Ooh, there's a chest here? I'm pretty sure I've taken this chest before.
Cry out, my illustrious name.
I'm pretty sure I have opened that chest before. Very confident I have. So I wonder if they spawn randomly from time to time. Anyway, so what we know about the traveler from the battle pass every period is that they were sent to retrieve the Genesis Pearl, right? So this Genesis Pearl, for some reason, is missing or went missing some time ago. And they were sent to retrieve it or look for it. Let me see if I need those birds. No, I don't need those birds. So we know that from the Battle Pass story. Now, what doesn't make sense to me is the story says that one of the twins was sent after the other one disappeared. But from the start of the story, we know that the travelers, the twins, were already together when they got separated by these unknown god. So that makes the timelines a little bit confusing as to what happened when. Maybe one of the travelers had already met up with the twin and they were on their way back, perhaps, but without recovering the Genesis Pearl. So that's what's a little confusing about it. Let go of the balloon, sir. That's what's a little confusing about the timeline. And Venti is the narrator, or at least the voiceover looks like it's Venti. So maybe that's what Venti thinks, or the story they gave him in regards to what happened to the travelers or to the heroes that were sent to retrieve this Genesis Pearl. Ugh.
Oh, goodness gracious.
One of these guys.
Brace yourself.
Take this.
I don't need to worry about him anyway.
I summon thee. Here we go. Light it up.
But then, if that's the case, if they've already met up from the Abyss Order, then it doesn't make sense that the opposing sibling is still with the Abyss Order, thinking that they're the rightful queen or heir to the Abyss Order or leader of the Abyss Order. That part doesn't make sense. So we have to assume that Venti's narration is a little bit flawed in regards to the actual events of what happened. In regards to them leaving and looking for this Genesis Pearl. So when the travelers got to Teyvat, we know that they witnessed the cataclysm or the event that saw the destruction of Conria, because we see that from the beginning. And then when they see this or witness this destruction, they decide to leave Teyvat. It is presumed that they were in Teyvat looking for this Genesis Pearl in the first place. So it stands to reason the only reason they would leave the place is they're confident that the Genesis Pearl is no longer in Teyvat. Or somehow they figure out that the pearl wasn't here or couldn't be gotten from here. And that's where they were leaving. Now, when they were trying to leave, we know that the unknown god decided to trap them or imprison them.
Teamwork is teamwork. Brace yourself.
And the unknown god stated that the arrogation of man comes to an end, meaning man or humans have usurped or taken control of some power that did not belong to them, presumably belongs to the gods, and they had, in so doing, transgressed upon powers that should not be meddled by humans. It's strictly for gods. Now, it is possible several things happen here in regards to the travelers. Maybe the travelers knew of Conria and they heard this awesome power and went there thinking it was the Genesis Pearl because it went missing. And this pearl has godly attributes or godly powers in itself, and they thought it was it, but it turned out it wasn't. And when they turned out it wasn't, they tried to leave, and the unknown god confused them for humans. Now, I don't know why the unknown god would confuse them for humans, but it is possible that the unknown god thought they were Carnians who had done something or were associated with it. And that's why they stopped, because they saw that they could fly, for example. Something we cannot do currently in-game. The travelers could fly before. And that they had very outlandish attire, but obviously not so outlandish that that it differs a lot from current dresses. Because if we see some of the characters' dresses, they still have that four-pointed star, which is a lot of the symbology or main guy over here, as you can see, has. So the unknown god obviously mistook them for humans. Or there's another possibility that the gods themselves were in some sort of strife, and although the unknown gods saw or knew they were gods, knew that the traveler was God, they were not in league with the faction that she represented. The faction that wants to maintain order or the status quo, as some gods would probably like to assert themselves. Because you gotta understand, if you're a god, you might not want other people to have access to your power, so you want to maintain some sort of status quo about it. You want to keep your godly powers and not have humans interloping into your territory. So there might be some faction of gods that were more friendly towards humans. Obviously, we know this to be a fact. Morax, for example, helped humanity during the times where there was constant war during the Archon Wars. So we know that Morax is a little bit sympathetic towards humans. So there might be different factions or different levels of acceptance within the gods. So the unknown god might be of the faction of having humans that are more submissive, more contrite, more under the sway, and not humans that have no access to the godly powers that be. Or it could be that she thought they were part of those humans belonging to the Katheryne faction who had usurped some of the power. And although we are not clear as to what happened in Katheryne, it is speculated that the meddling with these godly powers caused the destruction in the first place. So she could have mistaken them for the ones who did the destruction and administered the punishment accordingly because of that. So those are what I think are two of the possibilities. Either she believes they were from Katheryne that orchestrated the cataclysm, and for so being associated with them, made some sort of transgression of the godly powers or the powers that be, and that's why they were imprisoned. Or she thought them to be gods that had sided with the humans, and for so doing transgress upon the status quo that obviously there are another belief system of, and for so doing had to be imprisoned or punished for it. Now, though some speculate that the unknown god merely sent them into the future, maybe for ulterior motives, but those are my two leading reasons as to the traveler. There's other things we can pick up from that trailer. One of them being, we know that the traveler's attire doesn't change, it's the same one. But as you can see, we already know from visiting the different sections and the different places that the traveler's clothes changes with the elemental power they have. So in this... Okay, sorry about that. If you happened to cast the last time, the game crashed on me. So I had to restart, of course. Anyway, I was speaking about the custom attire of the traveler. And it changes colors based on the element we have. But on the starting trailer,
Let's go.
We know that the traveler has a white color in his attire. So that might signify a possibility that in the future we might have other elements present. Obviously, him being from Celestia, or him being some sort of possible god or a heavenly god or someone tied to the heavens or the higher stratosphere, whatever that might be, has probably some sort of light power or light elemental power, which is possible
Think you can get away?
to have. And then Dainsleif, as we saw in the cutscene when we met him, has some sort of abyssal or dark power from the other end, tied to him. So that might be something we see in the future, though, when they probably try to boost the game again by introducing a new element. And if anything, they'll probably introduce it in the same update that they introduce the element that Dainsley has control over. So that's my leading theories on the Traveler. Now, we know from the Traveler he's very trusting, even though we can sort of give him a certain level of personality based on our choices. He seems to be very amiable and even trustworthy, I would say. I mean, he takes pretty much Paimon at her word. And to me, Paimon is a character that sort of makes me believe he's like, why would you trust her so readily, you know? I hate those icicles in this zone. Especially when they stone lock you like in a row like that. There's also the fact about this light power source or this light elemental power that their names are Ether and Lumine. Lumine basically meaning light. Ether is basically the air, the higher air or the like heavenly air in the atmosphere almost. Could lend itself to say that they're obviously from the higher plane of existence, a godly state almost. Why does the traveler have to go and experience the different elements or visit each region for the Archons? Obviously, it's part of the adventure, but it seems Lumine has also experienced this in some shape or form already, and it's giving the traveler the chance to experience it for themselves with the hopes of maybe coming to the same conclusion she did in regards to it, that the Abyss Order is in the right and they are justified in doing what they're doing to maybe disrupt the way things are as far as the gods are concerned.
All you've got. Retribute.
Let's light it up! Going in! Reveal thyself!
Now, we know the travelers also came from another world. So it stands to reason that they are not from Celestia, they are from somewhere else. But Venti makes it seem through his story that they are from Celestia. Or at least came or was sent on a mission. But I think Celestia might be more of, and without getting too much off the topic of the travelers, maybe the heavenly interpretation of the higher plane in this world, in Tibet, and not in general.
Think you can get away?
And that's why we have the concept of maybe the travelers are from Celestia, but not the Celestia of Tibet. They are from another type of heavenly pantheon, basically, of gods or godly deities.
Brace yourself.
Oh my goodness gracious, that needs to stop.
Here we go.
It's just so annoying.
Teamwork is teamwork. By royal decree.
Of course.
Let's play.
So many.
Burn.
Let's do
Think you
it.
can get away?
Maybe they like not being stunned
Get out of here. Off we go.
so
Go
much.
in.
Let's heal everybody up before we go. So yeah, the travelers probably are not from this type of heavenly pantheon, but they are somewhat tied to it. One more of these only. That would explain how they can channel the elemental energy without having a vision or some sort of conduit through the archons. They have access to it at a higher level, at a higher plane than everybody else.
Brace yourself.
That's why they don't need the permission of the archons or the visions to access it, because they are not from this world and they have a higher access than anybody else to it.
Time for takeoff.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Oz, reveal thyself.
No rest for the wicked.
Stun lock. Oh yeah.
Think you can get away?
This.
Here we go.
See, that's the other thing about
Let's light
these
it up.
slimes.
Everybody stand back. Yeah.
Tricycles are so annoying and too frequent too. Too frequent.
Yahoo!
Time for retribution.
Time for takeoff. By royal decree.
Anyway, that's my thoughts on the travelers, and what they represent here. What are we looking for in regards to them? Um, I think either, just to recap, either they are gods themselves that were trapped in some sort of civil war among gods. Sort of like a cold war of sorts of like, should we let humans have godly powers or interfere with our godly powers? Uh, or the other team where it's like, no, we need to sustain the status quo, the status order. The godly powers are only for gods, not for humans, and that's why the unknown god took them. They were basically sympathetic towards humankind, or they were just caught in the crossfires of the whole thing.
Abyssal. Thank you for complete. Ad Astra.
At some point, we might see that they get their godly powers back, and basically the element of light or some sort of celestial power, which turns their attire bright instead of what we have now with the elements. And it's possible that they could either possibly channel abyss energy or dark energy, based on what we've seen from the opposite sibling in the cinematic, or what Dainsley can wield. Slowly but surely, I think we are being drawn, as the traveler, we are being drawn into this type of civil war currently taking place. That's not an all open conflict in regards to that specific theme of maintaining
This
some
realm
sort
is truly beginning to
of
thrive.
standard
I cannot.
where godly powers are only for gods, basically. And the opposing factions, led mostly by the Serenitea from Seshnaya, in regards to allowing other people to possess this power. But there might be other factors in play that we don't know about that might affect the traveler as we open the story up. Is like, because it seems like when civilizations get too close to perhaps some sort of truth, or too close to what Celestia is or was or has, then somehow mysteriously they all get destroyed or come to some sort of unfortunate event. And that's also very mysterious in its own way. Because now, Economia is like possibly the third, I believe, ancient civilization that met some sort of
If you ever have it.
end. And Celestia seems to be involved in each one of those occurrences. So the traveler might be put in a situation where they just uncover this information and they have to somehow choose a side. And I think they might have chosen a side in the past, and that's possibly what caused them to be imprisoned in the first place. Because it seemed to me when the unknown god attacked, that she knew who the travelers were, or maybe represented. So it was attacking out of nowhere, unless she got confused and thought they were other beings. I mean, you encounter two people flying around, able to travel worlds. I mean, that seems to mean either they're gods, or maybe she confused them with humans who had attained the godly powers by mistake, and that's why she called it the Arrogation Man. Because she was under her in her mind, they shouldn't had that power to begin with. That's a possibility. That's the other possibility. Who knows? I was testing that. I was testing so how far can I be, but it still went through. That's good. And in no way, shape, or form, even though we have that story from the Battle Pass, has Ether or Traveler Pick mentioned anything about the Genesis Pearl whatsoever. So that led me to believe he forgot about it, or it's something in the backstory. But also the Genesis Pearl, its name implies beginning, the creation of something. And it's a term that we've come to know through Albedo's story, because he was created, the art of Cameo. So I'm thinking the Genesis Pearl was possibly something that was stolen or lost from Celestia or the heavens and usurped by someone, maybe the alchemist known as Gold, or maybe it was presumed to be in Conria, and those gods that are of the mind of like the unknown god might be also searching for it and see it as an arrogation, and that's why um, this whole thing came about. Uh, whether that pearl was in Conria or not, we don't know. We don't know where the pearl is currently, if there is such a pearl. And with the Traveler is, well, he hasn't mentioned it at all, so I'm like, at this point, we're just trying to piece together what we kind of know. And finding our sister seems to be the #1 priority at this point, to the exclusion of almost anything else other than helping the different regions with some of their problems they're having. So that's basically all I have for today. I think I'm gonna stop the video here. We did all our daily chores for today, and we talked about a lot about him. Yeah, it's time. There's a lot of information still missing, but that's all we kind of know about him so far. There's also the fact that he has this weird 4-star point for where the vision is on the upper left corner of the screen, meaning he there is something there, some symbology, but I'm not sure about. But obviously he does share some things with Celestia, obviously, because because of that star symbol. And he also has some, like, that arm guard, that shoulder pad he has is different. I wonder if that symbolizes something, some sort of regalia, like some kind of noble regalia. Um, so yeah, it's very similar to what we see other places like the statues, um, and the Archon statues. We see he shares a lot of the symbology, although he has a couple items that are a little bit different. A little bit different. And of course his constellation depicts him as a person, which also lends itself to be similar to the constellation only of the gods, constellations that only gods have, where they show an actual person instead of some sort of animal or object. So that lends itself to him being some part of God, or have some sort of God heritage in him that we we know very little about. But obviously, he is one of those two heirs sent by the heavens to find the Genesis crystal. And it might be that in the future in Genshin, if it keeps going, since there's other worlds out there that we're not even constricted to Tibet, that we can even travel outside of Tibet. Imagine if we can go to other worlds outside of Tibet. We've already gone um, to places inside of we're saying like domains. Domains are worlds within worlds. So it's quite possible we might see another event, another region as a filler region, or maybe a filler place where we actually explore other worlds. So it's all within the realm of possibility. The abyss, obviously, when we go into the abyss seems to be connected, or stairwells. And when we see the Celestia, what we think is Celestia at the beginning of the login screen, uh, there's a lot of columns. I think these columns represent different worlds, different pillars that uphold everything. Um, so it could be other places that we could go to. It's all very unknown. But as far as our question of the day, who is the traveler? Just to recap, traveler is somehow tied to the gods. He's some sort of godly presence because not only his constellation, he's able to channel multiple elements, and we know for a fact that he possesses some other kind of power because we see it in the opening screen. We know he's from another world, possibly another heaven or pantheon, but Celestia is how heaven interprets itself in the world of Tibet. And we know that he's supposed to be looking for this Genesis crystal, but for some reason his main focus right now is just going back and finding his sister, and seems to have forgotten all about the Genesis Pearl or Genesis gemstone at the moment. Uh, so we'll see how they plays. He's probably gonna get dragged into conflicts happening in this world, not only between humans and gods, but between gods and gods themselves. Those who want to maintain the world order, and those who want to get out of it, such as the Abyss Order, such as maybe the Saritsa in Seshnaya, and maybe other factions that, like the treasure hoarders, who seek other agendas for themselves. All right, that's all I have for today. Have a good day. If you share some of my opinions, please let me know in the comments. Also, this is a rather new channel for me, new experience. I'm trying to keep the game fun for myself. So if you have any other constructive criticism you'd like to put in the comments, I'm more than happy to hear it. Again, I'm just me editing videos and playing video games, so I don't have a team of specialized people doing things for me. So keep that in mind. But I'll keep an eye out for those comments and read them as soon as possible. And I appreciate you watching my channel and looking at my video. Thank you and have a good night or good morning, whatever strikes your fancy. Bye bye. See ya.